Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Melissa, and if you're new here, welcome. If you are not, I am Melissa and I do true crime videos. I upload on Mondays and I upload on Fridays, and this time around I think I changed my videos, the way I do my videos, upload my videos so many times it's not even funny. But every month I will be talking about just a new true crime case. So the month of September, I'm going to be the whole month of September I'm going to be talking about serial killers. This month, my serial killer list is really long, so if I don't finish that, some of the serial killers, I'll just put it for another month, if that makes sense. And then on Fridays, I talk about missing children. So today, I am here with another case, serial killers today, and I'm actually going to be uploading two videos today because on the holidays, I like to upload two different videos. I upload a holiday video, like an unsolved holiday that happened, like and doing the holidays. So today's because Labor Day, so I will be doing another after this one. So let's go ahead and get started, because today we're going to be talking about Frederick Shipman, a doctor that put his patients in the ground sooner than they were supposed to be. So let's go ahead and get started. And if y'all hear the TV, y'all know this, my daughter, she's watching YouTube. So Shipman was born on the 14th of January 1946. Guys, give me 1 second. Go put that up, please. I just finished doing my hair, guys. That's why I didn't. Shipman was born on January 14th of 1946 on the Bestwood Estate as Council of State in Norgate, the second of three children of Harold Frederick Shipman, who was born May 12th and died May 5th. A lorry driver, and Vera Britton, who was born December 23rd and died in June of 1963. His working class parents were devoted Methodists. When growing up, Shipman was an accomplished rugby player in youth leagues. Shipman passed his 11th plus in 1957, moving to High Pavement Grammar School, Northam, which he left in 1964. He excelled his distance runner, and his family year at school served as vice captain of the athletics team. The Shipman was particularly close. Sorry guys, I'm telling you, my daughter. Vice captain the athletics team. Shipman was particularly close to his mother, who died of lung cancer when he was age 17. Her death came into a manner similar to what later became Shipman owns matters of porting. In the later stage of her disease, she had morphine administered at home by a doctor. Shipman witnessed his mother pain out subsides despite her terminal condition into her death on the 21st of June of 1963. On November 5th of November of 1966, he married Prime Minister May Oxby. The couple had 4 children. Shipman studied medical at Leeds School of Medicine, University of Leeds, graduating in 1970. He began working at Perfect General Infirmary in Pontefract, West Riding of Yorkshire in 1974. Took his first position as a general practitioner at the Abraham Orber Medical Center in Rotterdam. The following year, Shipman was caught forging prescription of Petidine for his own use. He was fined $60,000, which isn't not dollars, but I don't know how to say it. And brief attend a drug rehabilitation clinic in York. He became a GP at Dornbrook Medical Center in Hayti, Greater Massachusetts in 1977. Shipman continued working as a GP in Haiti throughout the 1980s and established his own surgery at 21 Mark Street in 1993. Becoming a respected member of the community, in 1983 he was interviewed in edition of the Guardian television documentary Roles in Action and how the mental ill should be treated in the community. A year after his conviction, the interview was rebroadcast on A Tonight with Trevor McDonald. On May 1998, Linda Rollins of the Burke Surgery Haiti expressed concerns to John Pollard, the coroner for the South Measures District, about the high death rate amongst Shipman patients. In particular, she was concerned about the large number of creation forms for elderly women that he had needed coincide, police weren't able to find significant evidence to bring the charges and close the investigation. On April 17th, the Shipman inquiry later blamed Crate, Massachusetts police for assisting and experiencing officers to the case. After the investigation was closed, Shipman killed 3 more people. In August, taxi driver John Shaw told the police that he suspected Shipman of murdering 21 patients. Shaw became suspicious as many of the elderly customers he took to the hospital, who seemed to be in good health, died in Shipman's care. Shipman's last victim was Caitlin Grundy, who was found dead at her home on the 24th June of 1988. He was the last person she saw her alive. He later signed her death certificate, recording the cause of death as old age. Gershwin's daughter, Solitary Angel Woodford, became concerned when Solitary Brian Burgess informed her that a will had been made, apparently by her mother, with doubts about her authorities, that will include Woodford and her children, but left $386,000 to Shipman. Once again, it's not American. It's there. From over there. I just don't know how to say it. At Burgers urging Woodford went to the police, who began an investigation. Gershwin's body was exhumed and found to contain trace of heroin, often used for pain control in terminal cancer patients. Shipman claimed that Grundy had been an addicted and showed them comments he had written to that effect in this composite medical journal. However, police examination of his computer showed that the entries were written after her death. Shipman was arrested on September of 1998, and was found to own a Brother typewriter of the type used to make the Fordridge will. Prosecution for murder in 2000 book by journalists Britton White and Jean Richards suggests that Shipman forged the will either because he wanted to be caught because his life was out of control, or because he planned to retire at 55 and leave the UK. The police investigated other deaths Shipman has certified and investigating 15 specimen cases. They discovered a pattern of his administering lethal dose of Germany, signing patients' death certificates, and then testifying medical records to indicate that they had been in poor health. In 2013, David Spiller suggests that Santico monitor could have led to the alarm being raised at the end of 1996, when there were 67 excess deaths in females ages over 65, compared with the 919 by 1988. Shipman's trial began at Peterson Court on 5 October of 1999. He was charged with the murders of 15 women by lethal injection of dermafine, all between 1995 and 1998. So we have Maria West, Arena Turner, Lisa Adams, Jeannie Lilly, Ivan Loans, Merle Crenshaw, Maria Quinn, Kathleen Wigstaff, Bianca Performed, Nora Nutula, Pamela Heater, Maureen Warden, Winfred Mellor, John Millie, and Kathleen Grundy. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing those names wrong. They're from the UK, and I barely even know how to pronounce English correctly, so that's that. Shipman legally represented tried unsuccessfully to have the Grundy case tried separately from the others, as a motive was shown by the alleged forgery of Grundy's will. On January 31st, 2000, after 6 days of deliberation, the jury found Shipman guilty of 15 counts of murder and 1 count of forgery. Mr. Justice Force subsequently sentenced Shipman to life imprisonment and all of 15 counts of murder, with the recommendation that he'll be sentenced to a whole life traffic to be served concurrently with the sentence of 4 years for forging Grundy's will. On the 11th of February, 11 days after his conviction, Shipman was struck off the medical register by the General Medical Council. 2 years later, Home Secretary David Blunt confirmed the judge who life trafficked just months before British government ministers lost their powers to set the minimum terms for prisoners, while authorities could have brought many additional charges. That counsel that a fair hearing would be impossible in view of the innumerous publicly surrounding the original trial. Furthermore, the 15th life sentence already imposed rendered further litigations unnecessary. Shipman became friends with the fellow serial killer Peter Moore while in prison. Shipman denied his guilty, distributing the scientific evidence against him. He never made any public statements about his actions. Shipman's wife, Primrose, maintains that he was not guilty even after his conviction. Shipman is the only doctor in the history of British medicine found guilty of murdering his patients. John Buckling Adams was charged in 1957 with murdering a single patient. Amid rumors he had killed dozens more over a 10-year period and possibly provided the role model for Shipman. However, he was acquitted and no further charges were pursued. Historian Pamela Collin has argued that because of Adams' acquittal, there was no impulse to examine a shelter flaws in the British legal system into the Shipman case. Shipman hanged himself in his cell at a HMP prisoner Wakefield at 6:20 a.m. on January 13th of 2004, the eve of his 58th birthday. He was pronounced dead at 8:10. A statement from her Madrid Ministry Service indicate that he had hanged himself from the window bars of his cell using his bed sheets. After Shipman's death, his body was taken to the morgue at the Medical Corps Legal Center for postmortem examination. West York coroner David Hincliffe eventually released the body to his family after an inquest was opened and adjourned shortly after. Some of the victims' families said that they felt cheated, as Shipman's suicide meant that he would never have the satisfaction of a confession nor answer as why he committed his crimes. Home Security David Blunkfield admitted that celebration was tempting. You wake up and you receive a call telling you Shipman had topped himself and you think it is too early to open a bottle, and then you discover that everybody is very upset that he had done it. Shipman's death divided nation newspapers, with the Daily Mirror branding him as a cold coward and committing in the prison service for allowing his suicide to happen. However, the Sun ran a celebrity front page headline Ship Hooray. The Independent called for the inquiry into Shipman's suicide to look more widely at the state of UK prisoner as well as the welfare of inmates. In The Guardian, an article by General Sir David Risborne, who had formerly served as her ministry chief inspector of prisoners, suggests that the whole life sentence be replaced by indefinite sentencing. For this would at least give prisoners the hope of eventually release and reduce the risk of their ending their own lives by suicide, as well as making their management easier for prison officials. Shipman's motive for suicide was never established, though he reportedly told his probation officer that he was considered suicide to assure his wife financial security after he was stripped of his National Health Service petition. Primrose Shipman received the full NH position. She would not have been entitled to it if Shipman had lived past the age of 66. Additionally, there was evidence that Primrose, who had consistently presented Shipman innocent despite the overwhelming evidence, had begun to suspect his guilt. Shipman refused to take part in courses which would be encourage knowledge of his crimes, leading to temporary removal of privilege, including the opportunity to telephone his wife. During this period, according to Shipman's cellmate, he received a letter from Primrose exhorting him to tell me everything no matter what. A 2005 inquiry found that Shipman's suicide could not have been predicted or prevented, but the procedures should nonetheless be re-examined. After Shipman's body was released to his family, it remained in Sherford for more than a year despite multiple false reports about his funeral. His widow was advised by the police against burying her husband in case the grave was attacked. Shipman was eventually cremated on March 19th of 2005, and a court-life wooden cremation. This cremation took place outside normal working hours to maintain security and was attached only premises the couples and 4 children. On January 2001, Chris Gregg, a senior West Yorkers police detective, was selected to lead an investigation into 22 of the West York deaths. Following this, the Shipman inquiry submitted in July 2002 concluded that he had killed at least 218 of his patients between 1975 and 1998, during which the time he participated in torment in 1974 through 1975 and Haiti in 1977 to 1998. Janet Smith, the judge who submitted the report, admitted that many more deaths of suspicious nature could not be definitely ascribed to Shipman. Most of his victims were elderly women and in good health. In her 60th and final report issued on the January 24th of 2005, Smith reported that she believed that Shipman had killed their 3 patients, and she had serious suspicions about 4 further deaths, including that of a 4-year-old girl during the early stage of his medical career at Penfield Journal Infirmary. In total, 459 people died while under his care between 1971 and 1998, but it is uncertain how many of those were murder victims, as he often the only doctor to certify death. Smith estimate of Shipman's total victim count over the 27-year period was 250. The GMC charged 6 doctors who signed crimination forms for Shipman victims with misconduct, claiming that they should have noticed a pattern between Shipman's home visit and his patient's death. All of these doctors were found not guilty. In October 2005, a similar hearing was held against 2 doctors who worked at the Thameside General Hospital in 1994, who failed to detect that Shipman had deliberately administered a glossy excessive dose of morphine. The Shipman required recommend changes to the statutes of the GMC. In 2005, it came to light that Shipman may have stolen jewelry from his victim. In 1998, police had seized over $10,000 worth of jewelry that they found in his garage. In March 2005, when Permiser asked for its return, police wrote to the family of Shipman victims asking them to identify the jewelry. Undefined items were headed to the Assets Recovery Agency in May. The investigation ended in August. Authorities returned 66 pieces to Permiser and obtained 33 pieces to the confirmed were not hers. The proceeds of an action went to Thameside's victim support. The only piece returned to a murdered patient's family was a platinum diamond ring, for which the family provided a photo as proof of ownership. A memorial garden to Shipman's victim, called the Garden of Tequila, opened in Hart Park, Haiti on July 30, 2005. As of early 2009, the families of over 2,000 of the victims of Shipman were still seeking compensation for the loss of their relatives. In September 2009, later Shipman wrote in prison to friends were to be sold of action, but following complaints from victim relatives and the media, the sale was withdrawn. The Shipman case in a series of recommendations, the Shipman Inquiry report led the change to standard medical procedures in the UK. Many doctors report changes in the dispensing practice, and reluctance to risk over prescribing pain medication may have led to under-prescribing. Desertification practice were alert as well. Phrase the largest change was the movement from single doctor general practitioner to multiple doctors general practice. It was not a direct recommendation, but rather because the report stated that there were not enough safeguarding and monitoring of doctors' decision. And that is the case of Harold Shipman. I've seen this video when I was looking for different serial killers to talk about, and I think Bailey done a video of this one. There's so many people that done a video on him, and to be honest with you, I feel, and I think if you look at other true crimers that done this video before, I feel like he did it because he witnessed his mom died, and the doctor that was taking care of his mom, he witnesses that doctor putting needles on his mom, and I don't know if he blamed the doctor that his mom died. I want to say yes, but I may be wrong. He probably okay, well, doctors are supposed to save people from dying, not help them die. And I think that's what caused him to do what he did. I don't know. Tell me what y'all think, guys. But I will be uploading the other video right after this one, and I will see y'all.